We continue with reaction on how businesses and homes are doing in terms of trying to cope with stage 6 blackouts. And we have Makola. Is South Africa experiencing stage 6 or is it stage 8 power cuts exactly? That's the question that Makola will try to ask some of the people that he's speaking to here in Johannesburg to find out which stage exactly do they think we're in. Makola, you've been speaking to people who've been affected really badly by this. At some point, I was told by a colleague of ours that he drove about 13 kilometers and it was just all darkness, and that's what gave him the clue that we might be at a higher stage of blackouts. What are the people you're speaking to there, saying about how they're coping?
Well, Maseko, I can tell you that a number of people are asking themselves this very question, whether or not we are on stage 6 or is it higher. I mean, just speaking to people here in and around Soweto, they will tell you, Maseko, that it certainly does feel like we're on higher levels of load shedding, and that there simply is no truth to the fact that we're on stage 6 load shedding, given the fact that we now are experiencing about 11 and a half hours of load shedding blackouts that happen on a daily basis. And of course, the businesses, Maseko, have been the hardest hit. They're the ones that have really had bore the brunt of load shedding, with many of them saying that the cost of business has now increased due to load shedding. And joining me now is the marketing manager of Sakumzi restaurant here in Soweto, just to speak to us about the impact of it all. Makola, thank you very much for your time. Let's start here. As a business, how impacted are you by load shedding, and what does it mean for you as a business?
Thank you so much, Makola, for coming to Sakumzi restaurant. As a business, we have definitely been impacted by the load shedding, in a sense that as it is now, we have had to upgrade our generator, which is using more diesel, which means now we are taking the capital that we were supposed to use for staff training and buying other necessary assets for the business. We are now plowing back that capital directly into solving the issue of electricity, to make sure that we keep the lights on for the restaurant, because as you can imagine, we keep a lot of food in the fridge, and the fridge cannot go off at any day. So we definitely are impacted by the load shedding.
You're talking about having to fork out more just to try and keep the lights on. But in terms of cost, what are we looking at? What are you losing as a business?
For starters, I can tell you about our cost of diesel, which is close to 5,000 a week. That's 5,000, which includes money that's going to road accident fund, money that we are not going to recoup. That's VAT included. That's money that we are now have to pay as a result of the cost. That's money that we were supposed to be using to buy new uniform. That is now going straight to the diesel. So it is quite expensive to run the business at the moment, but we are doing our best as a business, because we have installed a solar system, as you can see, to make sure that when patrons come to Sakumzi restaurant, they get the best experience, irrespective of load shedding or not. But to be quite honest with you, the cost of doing this is very high at the moment.
And you also told me that you've also taken some measures to try and mitigate these blackouts. We're talking of solar panels that I see up there. That also means digging deeper into your pockets.
Definitely. As a business, we are always working a step ahead. In as much as we are fortunate that we've got a backup plan for ourselves. I can speak to a number of small businesses which are not in the same position to have solar panels, who are equally, if actually more impacted than us, because they don't have any alternative source of power for them to keep on running. So it is bad for everyone in business.
But in terms of the stages, I mean, many people are asking themselves this question: are we still on stage 6? I mean, surely, you too are asking yourself, do you think that looking at the situation, we're still on stage 6? Or what is your thoughts?
At this moment, if somebody came and said we are on stage 8, I would believe them. Or we are stage 10, I would still believe them, because you have power for 4 hours. and then it goes off for another 4 hours. Sometimes we don't have power the whole day, and that for us, it's a business disruption, because other than the assets that we use to run the business, like the fridge, the computers, we have fiber that is down, which means we are not able to get communication for our clients who want to book. And therefore, if customers are not able to make bookings to the restaurant, it means we are now losing money.
Okay, thank you very much, Lebo Makola, for just giving us a picture of the situation here. That was Lebo Makola from Sakumzi restaurant. As you can hear, Masego, they're saying that they're spending about 5,000 rand weekly just on diesel to try and keep the lights on. That's what many businesses here are telling us, Masego. And of course, as you can hear, just behind us is the rumbling of the generator here at the restaurant, because as we speak now, it is load shedding, and it's still going to be another 2 hours here in the dark for this particular area, and that means that most of the businesses here on Vilakazi Street are going to be bearing the impact.
All right, Mangoba Mkhunu live for us in Soweto with that report. Let's leave it there for now.